Now we can just see what are the procedures to do a PIJU. It can be done with the help of a doctor, or if you give proper instruction, the person can do it at home also. So first they should empty their bladder and do a small part preparation. The proper hygiene should be maintained, removing the stripping the pubic hairs and all. And patient should be lying down in the dorsal position with the knees flexed. And external genitalia cleansing should be done with a sponge holding forceps. And if possible, it is best to do a yoni kshalanam or vaginal douche that will increase the absorption of the medicine. And always, whatever the medicines or whatever the instruments that you are using, it should be sterile, because it is having direct contact with the mucosal layer, and from there ascending infections are very much easier. So even though we don't give much result, do not you are not supposed to do any of the like bad effects for the patient. That's also very important to maintain a sterile autoclave situation in a gynec OPD, and keep the PIJU inside the vagina for around 3 to 4 hours, or till she feels the next maturation reflex. People can you can inform the patient to do at home also, but make sure the patient is using the gloves and cleansing the external genitalia and washing the hands properly before doing the PIJU. And can you show next slide? Already we discussed about this. So these are some of the common protocols. Like if there is a Vadaja yoni disorder, Thailam is the best option. If there is a Pittajam, like Daham, Pagam, Raga, Osha, these kind of symptoms are there, Kridam is the best option. And if there is a Kafaja disorder, Churnam is the best option to do the like Panchavalkala Churna or Ashoga Churna, Lodra Churna. These are mainly we are using a lot for around any kind of like Pychilium or clay, the kind of symptoms. And Kalkam can be mixed with either Kwada, Thaila or Krita according to the conditions that we can decide. If there is a Vataja predominant, definitely everybody knowing it's a Thailam is the best option, and choosing the best Thailam also. If you want to use a Bala Thailam, then it is a kind of like prolapse or in a very aged persons or cystocele, rectocele. In those conditions, Balashwagandhadi or Balathayal can be very much used. And if there is a redness, ragam, normal lacerations are there, Jateri Thailam is the best option. And the Ushira Thailam, Chandana Kwadam, this all we can use for Yoni Daha, and Udambran Rifla Kwata for Yoni Kandu and Yoni Kafaja Yoni Roga, and Kashmiri Kudaja Gridam. This is a very it's a very easy to make, and is very beneficial also. In our college, when I was doing my PG, there was a PG thesis going on this Kashmiri Kudaja Gritam that is explained in Charaga in Rakta Yoni or Putraja Yoni Vyapat. So, in a preconceptional period, when those were person having repeated abortion, the reasons are different for repeated abortion. I'm not going much into that details, but still, as a supportive therapy, we can give Kashmiri Kudaja Gritam in the repeated abortion in the preconceptional phase. And in sometimes we used to prescribe in a pregnancy period also, but it should be around in the second trimester. In the first trimester, not so much entertain with the yoni piju, because if there is any kind of upward pressure, it can triggers production of prostaglandin that can lead to a pregnancy loss or an abortion. So in those conditions, when you're getting some people from an upside, maybe some people say, yeah, my gynecologist informed me to put the progesterone tablet per vaginally. Actually, per vaginally, progesterone tablets absorption is very much greater. But the daily giving this upward pressure, sometimes some people say, oh, let it stay very upward, they will push. And that can create some sort of upward pressure that is not at all good in an early pregnancy stage. That is the basic reason why the coitus is not allowed in the first trimester, to avoid the upward pressure and to reduce the production of prostaglandins, because prostaglandins can lead to pregnancy loss. And after Uttarabasti and Agni Karma, Kshara Karma, Jatyadi Thaila or Jatyadi Krita Yoni Pijus are given. Next slide, please. And what are the conditions? Now we know what are the indications of Yoni Piju and what are the conditions we can use a Piju. And there are definitely some contraindications. Sometimes there might be, when you see the external vagina or the external genitalia, there might be very foul smelling, very curdy discharge. And if there is any blood stained discharge, that is a relation with something very chronic infection, either trichomonas or gonorrhea. These are some extreme kind of infections. In those conditions, better not to go for PIJU. That's one. Even you're suspecting, it is always best to give a vaginal swab test uh, for a microbiological study. If you're feeling anything that is not good, it is best to avoid the PIJU, go for some Shalana and other kind of treatments. It is not necessary to do always a PIJU. And in some of the carcinomatous lesions and some cervical polyps, that should be given utmost care because these can lead to some bleeding when you touch those areas. And in the cervical polyp, it cannot be so much visible from outside, but when you touch that area, it can lead to very high bleeding. So better to avoid these conditions. So if there is a bleeding happen, it will be hard to manage, especially when it is a cervical polyp. If the root is deep inside near the uterine cavity, it will need an artery obliteration or as artery forceps clamping to reduce the bleeding, and it definitely it needs a conventional support. So these are the conditions better to avoid. And the VDRL positive in some cases of syphilis and HIV, and these conditions better to avoid the PIJU. There are other methods like Varti and Shalnam, Dubanam, where we can opt for those kind of disorders. And the next one is Yoni Varti. Yoni Varti is actually explained in the science where the Kafaja Yoni Rogas and Karnini, these are the two main areas where explained in the textbook to use the Yoni Varti. But we can use, we are widely using the Yoni Varti in Ubapluta. Ubapluta is the PID, not in the PID, but still there is an excess of vaginal secretion and some type of infection happening in the pregnancy period, or Kapaja Yoni Vyapat happening in a pregnancy. That's Ubapluta. And the Vartis are the suppository that is mixed with some drugs, adding some adhesive drugs. Adhesive means binding drugs. We are using gelatin as the adhesive drug, and Vartis are inserted into the vaginal cavity, or you can give into the cervical area if there is a cervicitis condition. And normally the width should be near to the index finger. And the Karnini Yoni Vyabat or the cervicitis or cervical erosion, in these conditions, we are using the Varti. And can you see next slide? Mostly when we should do that is important. Whenever you are doing the Varti, make sure you're giving the patient a proper Kshalana, then go for introducing the Varti. And after cleaning the genitalia, Varti should be inserted deep into the vaginal or the cervix. You can use either a sponge holding forceps to insert the Varti, or if you're giving the patient the Varti to use at home, then inform them to use with the index finger and push into the vaginal areas. And when you're giving the patient to do at home, we cannot give to the cervix area, only inside the vaginal area. And it should be kept 48 minutes to 1 hour. And when it is removed or taken out, better to wash that area with a lukewarm water or with triple arc water. And once used, it should not be reused. So we have to discard the Varti. And the main two situations where we are using Varti widely now is the cervical erosion or Karnini Yoni Vyapat. Can you show the next slide? And this is mainly made up of Kushta, Pipali, Arkagra, Saindavam, and God's urine. This is widely, it is very easy to prepare also. You can take everything in the equal quantity, or taking the Pipali little lesser, because sometimes it may create some burning sensation in the vaginal area. Or in those conditions, you can just do continuous bhavana with the God's urine and do a warm it or dry it in the sunlight for 7 days. then we can make in the Varti form and we can give for the cervical erosion condition. Another thing is the Ubapluta, that is the drugs are very much easier to avail with simply the Panchavalkala Kashayam. Panchavalkala Kashayam with added with Shallagi, Dhava and Jingini. And the other condition we can use is Pippali, Marijam, Masham. I haven't used much, that I haven't this two that we are widely using and seems to be better results. Yoni Paichilium, Casisum, Triphala, Spidigam can be made into Varti with proper quantum and adhesive drugs and can use in these conditions. And these two are widely used nowadays in our OPDs. And how to make the Varti, I will show a simple slide of that. So this will be an easier one to use the Panchavalkala Varti. So Panchavalkala Kvata Churna that you can take 8 times of water and reduce to 1/4 and add the Prakshepaga Dravya if so, like if it is any Saintava or other kind of drugs, you can add it as a Prakshepaga Dravya or any Sugandha Dravyas and just stir for the 5 minutes and then add gelatin powder. Gelatin powder, for example, if you're making, normally we say one varti is 3 grams and that for making one varti you need 0.3 grams of gelatin powder and we can do calculations according to that. And gelatin powder, mix the whole solution in a water bath and this propyl paraben sodium is a preservative. That this preservative is widely used in of the cosmetics, especially in hair shampoos and moisturizing creams. Polyparaben sodium is used and heat it continuously, still continuously to get a homogeneous solution. Once you get the solution, you can pour into suitable molds. Different kinds of molds are available, like you can select a 3 centimeter breadth, width and depth molds. Soap molds are available, just a plastic or fiber mold. And pour that solution into that and keep it in the refrigerator. Then it was, then after around properly chilling that we can use accordingly and make sure it is whenever you're dealing with these drugs you are using sterile gloves. Do not make the things septic. Can you show next slide? And this is a small, it's not clear actually. These are the raw materials which made into a quarter and filter the decoction, and this is kept in a water bath to have a double boiling to maintain the temperature rather than directly giving the heat. In that condition, we can add the gelatin powder and the polypropylene sodium salt, that is a preservative, then mix continuously. That gives a homogeneous mixture, little slimy mixture, and pour into the mold, then refrigerate. Then you can use that as the Varti. We can cover it properly and even we can give that the patient to use at home also in the vaginal area. Especially in the pregnancy, we are using the Panchavalkala Varti. And in cervical condition, it is not vaginal Varti. That Varti should be kept in the cervical area near to the cervix or a posterior fornix of the vagina and is good for the cervical erosion. Next slide. And next is the Yoni Lepana. Same like the contraindication that we explained for the Yoni Piju, we can use for the Yoni Varti because there is a hand-to-hand touch is happening. At that moment, if there is any bleeders or if there is any lesions, carcinomatous lesion that bleeds on touch, in those conditions, Varti should be avoided. And in some condition, when you use the Piju, there is much more chance to get an ascending infection. So sometimes that infection is only in the vaginal area. If you are not using properly, without doing much of the microbiological investigation, there is a chance for ascending infection that leads to the uterine cavity. And for Yoni Lepana, medicines can be mixed with a suitable decoction, or it can be a Thaila or Grida, and the paste is applied locally to the affected areas. The main areas that we are using the Yoni Lepas are fibroadenoma or breast abscess, and some conditions of episiotomy wounds. When you're doing an episiotomy, after that for improving the healing, Yoni Dhupanam and Yoni Lepanam is used. Can you show the next slide? And there's some type of decubitus ulcer that is happening in a prolapse condition. After the part preparation, so the procedure is do the part preparation, proper stripping of the hairs, And cleaning the external genitalia, we can use the Triphala decoction or Panchavalkala decoction, or sometimes in some areas we are using even the Savalon solution also, even not that much Ayurvedic, but still in some situation we are using that. And labor should be applied on the locally whatever the areas, and it can be intravaginal little bit, or it can be outside the perineal region for any kind of laceration. Mostly this is using in the postnatal recovery condition for an episiotomy wound, or there are minor lacerations in and around. We can use the yoni lepana, and labor should be immediately removed once it is dried. Otherwise, it can create some itchings and delays the healing really. That's why the basic reason. And this is not applied at night. And the main labors that we are using, that it is in the red front for the yoni arshas, tuttam, shodhita tutta, gairika, lodra, ela, rasanjana, either all together or whatever the available from this group of drugs, we can apply over the yoni arshas. And the another condition is fibroadenoma that happens in the breast lump, or there is a movable mouse that we can say. The Arka Pushpa and Haritaki Vati. That is, it is not in any of the classical texts, but as an Anubhuta Yoga, we are using this Arka Pushpa and Haritaki Vadi, and locally apply over the mass or lump. And Shundi Churna with Takram, this is also in some of the breast abscess, so not abscess, in lump areas. And Nimba Honey Kritam, this is widely used as to heal the episiotomy wound. Actually, the studies was also done comparative with the betadine cream, and this is also mostly found in almost the similar result, or maybe a little more higher amount of healing properties with Nimba, honey and Krita. And then some of the Vivrita Yoni or decubitus ulcer, we can use the Palasha Bija or Udumbara Phalam or any kind of styptic drugs. And next is the Yoni Dhupanam. Yoni Dhupanam is medicated smoke, that is fumigation. There are some contraindication that we mentioned for Biju and Vati. That is mainly when VDRL is positive, HIV, and some like syphilitic lesions and some bleeders. In those conditions, we can use the Dhupana as an anti-infectious and kills the microbes and reducing the progress of the infection. Even though the Dhupana alone cannot make the results, there should be proper medication and like Rasamanikyam and like kind of that, and do the Yoni Dhupanam, then it will give you the better results. Mostly we are using for Yoni Kandu and episiotomy wounds and Kavaja Yoni Vyapat like Pychilium or the watery kind of discharge or leukorrhea problems, we can use the Yoni Dhupanam. Mainly the Dhupana drugs are Sarshabam, Sarjarasam, Agaru and Nimbam that we are using. When we are doing an OPD procedure, you can use this type. Can I see the next slide? Next slide. Okay, so these are the main drugs that we are using, like Sarala Guglu Yava Krita for Shweta Pradara or Kapaja type or Leukorrhea. And in Sudika Parjarya, we are using Kushtam Guglu Agaru mixed with some Krita to enhance the healing and reduce the infection rate. And the Garbha Sangha, it is explained in the text, but I haven't used it and I haven't seen anyone using that also. And Yoni Khandu Haridra Brihati is explained in our classical text, but we are getting enough good results with even Nimbam, Sarjarasam, Agaru and Guglu. So we are using for that for the Yoni Khandu. Next slide. Yeah, the procedure is an open stool or a chair with there is a wide opening inside the middle part. Patient can sit over that after voiding the urine. When you're doing any of the local treatment, it is always best to inform them to evacuate the bowel or bladder if any. Either we are giving the even the matra vastis, we usually inform the patient, or intrauterine vasti, or any kind of local treatment. Please remind the patient to evacuate bowel or bladder. And the drugs are used for Dhupana are lit in the base in a small container. And the periods of rest, sometimes she might be feeling little more warmness. At that moment, she can stand up for a while and then sit again. Next. This we can simply inform the patient to do at home if she have a chair like this, and can keep a small pot. If it is a mud pot or earthen pot, that will be much more better to fill the ingredients and add little bit of ghee and lid it. That can give this fumes. Or this we are using in the clinical practice. Like there is a stool or Yoni Dupana Yantram that we call. It's not named so much, but still we call like that. And lid the proper Dupana Dravyas and to have a proper fumigation. And what are the post treatments or Paschat Karma? Even though the Kriya Karmas seems to be very little, when you think in a Purva Karma, Pratana Karma, Paschat Karma, it is always better to have a Kshalanam after that, and to have, and before you should do an antiseptic cleansing. Next slide, please. Yoni Dhavanam or vaginal douche. This is very much popular and everybody is using also. And in most of the conditions, we can use the Yoni Dhavanam or Yoni Kshalanam. And the main features of the drugs where we are using is styptic or Kashaya Rasam or Stambhana property or Robhanam or Shodhanam. Vrana Shodhanam ya to Vrana Shodhanam or Vrana Robhanam, and it prevents the production of the microbes in that area, and they prevent the growth of these organisms and restore the pH of vagina. When I explain about the minimum requirements for the gynec OPD, it is best to have a pH paper also, so we know is an acidic or an alkaline medium for the because in some mediums the production of the bacteria and some of the microbes will be much more higher. Yoni Dhavana, mainly if you're simply having a small OPD, we can either use an Triphala Kvata or Rajavrikshadi or Arakwatadi Kvata, mostly for almost all the disorders. But in some condition of the carcinomatous lesion, we mentioned do not do the Piju or Vati. In those conditions, we can do the Yoni Kshalanam with Gomutram, Levanam and Gomutra, Levanam, Nimba Jalam. Actually, it is not there. I just remember. Gomutra, Levana, Nimba Jalam, that is explained in Puya Srava and Sannipatika Dushti in our classics. So Sannipatika Dushti is directly correlated with different kind of condyloma acuminata or VIN conditions or vaginal intraepithelial carcinomatous conditions and some lesions. We can use the Gomutram, Levanam, Nimbachalam because that is Vrana Shodhanam, and it can give a proper Robhana properties, and it is definitely the Gomutram, it is an antimicrobial. And to do that, there should be a proper part preparation. The patient is advised to lie down in dorsal flexed, then do proper kshalanam. We are mildly using an enema can to do the kshalanam. With the help of a gloved hand, open the labial area and insert the catheter. Either you can use a rubber catheter or you can have a plastic nozzle over the enema can. Can I see the next slide? So this is the instrument, not as an instrument, equipment that we are using here for doing the vaginal douche. The normal enema set, we can fill the water decoction, maybe 1 liter also, and this is use and throw. So for one patient, we can use this repeatedly. After every use, make it sterile either within a warm water bath or boiling in the warm water, or if you have the autoclave, that is always the best. And sometimes, or if you're thinking about a little bit more hygienic, you can use this nozzle part inserted with another plastic nozzle. So that plastic nozzle will charge around 10 rupees only. So we can change in every time. For one patient, you can use the whole set, and that nozzle that can change maybe after all the use. Next slide. And these are the common Shalana decoctions that we are using. Like Raja Vrikshadi means Arakwatadi. It is good for the Yoni Kandu. If there is a kabaja slimy color and white curdy discharge, in those conditions we can use. And Tuvaragam, it is used in Yoni Dharugandhyam. Tuvaragam is little bit Tikshna, but in Yoni Dharugandhyam, it is leading to some sort of syphilitic infection. In those conditions, it definitely means Tuvaraga or Gomutra type of decoctions. that's the condition where you can use the Yoni Tuvaraga decoction. Otherwise, Gairigam Nimbam is found to be very beneficial in any Ragam, Daham, Pagam, Yoni, Vedana, and there is a condition called PID conditions. We can use the Gairiga Nimba Kwatam. And Lodra and Panchavalkala, same with the Paitikam and Kapaja Artavadushti, we can use, and Triphala decoction. Triphala mainly we are using if there is any lesion or there is a bad smell, Kunaba Gandhi Artavadushti or Sannipatika Dushti, we can use the Triphala Kwata. And the Triphala Kwata is good for the Vrana Ropanam and Vrana Shodhanam. So in those conditions also, we can use the Triphala decoction. And the Rajavriksha mostly relate, even though Kapajam, it is not used much in the complicated or deep carcinomatous lesions. But for Triphala, we can use in some of the chronic and long-term conditions or some purulent discharge or some deep mucoid or different kind of disorders. Discharges, for example, curdy discharge. Even though discharges are there, white colored but thin discharge, white colored curdy discharges are there, yellowish colored discharges are there. So in those conditions, Triphala and Rajavriksha we can use accordingly. And next slide. So after Yoni Ksharanam, next is the Yoni Puranam. Yoni Puranam is the filling the vaginal cavity with the appropriate Aushadha Dravya. It is mainly used for some of the Kapaja conditions like Adipaichilium, like over secretion or some of the curdy discharge condition. In that, Avachurnanam or Puranam can be used. And Yoni Puranam is used in the obstetrics, mainly in the 9th month that we discussed in the time of Piju also, to ease the delivery, filling with the Bala Thailam or Dashmula Thailam or Palakrita can be used, or yeah, these three can be used. Bala Thailam, Jatyadi Thailam or Dashmula Thailam or Palakritam can be used as a Yoni Puranam after 36 weeks of pregnancy. In Yoni Daurgandhya, in some of the syphilitic lesions and condyloma acuminator conditions, and some vaginal intra epithelial carcinomatous lesion, in that condition we can use the Avachurnanam. Avachurnanam can be done with the following drugs like Triphala, Lodra, Sarjarasam, and Panchavalkala Churnam can be used for the Puranam. And in those conditions, maybe we can say that Thailand and Krita are not a proper selection in for candidiasis condition. Puranam is best than Piju. Piju we are not so much using for candidiasis condition. And in some diabetic condition, Purana can be a better option rather than the Puranam with the Churna is a better option rather than going for Piju. And next. And in some, Vaishavaram Dharanam, it is widely popular with the proper meat. Mushika, Unduru Tailam can be used to do make this Vaishavaram also in Prastram Sini Yoni Vyaphat and Khatiram Patya Jadiphalam Nimbam Pugam. These are the main drugs that we can use for the Yoni Puranam. These all are styptic and Vrana Ropanam, Vrana Shodhanam, and Stambana kind of drugs. And now we mention about like most of the yoni kriya karmas, including Piju, Dubanam, Varti, and Kshalanam. And what are the expected complications of this? The main thing is the bleeding itself. If there is an unwise use, if there is any lesions, sometimes cervical polyp, that is the one of the common thing that we are seeing with a higher bleeding intensity and incidence. It seems to be a small yellow, like pinkish or maybe a violet colored, a small, a very small in amount, like a small, like the seed of an amlaki. That much can be there. So when you do this piju, sometimes it can bleed suddenly. In those conditions, you have to clamp with an artery to feeding its base and either doing a cautery. Cautery, it should be very much, when you're doing the cautery, there should need a very much medical supervision. Either you should do with utmost care, you have to find out the real base of the polyp and do the proper cautery. Cautery instruments are available and that we can use in a OPD purpose also. And it's easy to use. And the main thing, mainly to remove any kind of Nabothian cyst and this polyp condition, definitely we need a cautery to arrest bleeding. Otherwise, we have to go with the conventional therapies or proper like support, like injections like Tranexar, dexamethasone kind of injections that can arrest the bleeding and make the patient little bit stable. Ascending infection. If there is a higher amount of infection rate, then we are unwise use of Piju, especially with the Thylum and Kritam, that can create an ascending infection. That's why we have to choose what is the best adequate Kriya Karma, either Piju, either Kshalanam and Avachurnanam or Dhupanam. Dhupanam is the best option to reduce the infection if there is a condition that you are feeling. It's not a maybe we can use or may not. If you're in a confusion, better go for Kshalanam and Dhupanam. That is the best than Piju. And I'm not sure whether we have enough time, so we can go for a small introduction into intrauterine Uttarabasti and Agni Karma. Intrauterine Uttarabasti, it needs much more care and proper examination, and that should be done when the yoni mugam or the cervix is open. That's from the 6th day of the menstruation once the bleeding is arrested. That's very important to note. It should be done only the bleeding phase is over. Otherwise, it can create retrograde menstruation that leads to endometriosis. Those conditions, one maybe 6 to 10 or 6 to 14 is the best time to do the intrauterine Utravasti. Before Vasti, it is best to do a small segam and Nadi Svetan, then Yoni Prakshalan, then appropriate Thailam to do the Uttarabasti. Uttarabasti cannulas are available, or we can do with Rubin test cannula or infantile feeding tube with a proper dispersion. The maximum capacity is 3 or 5 ml of the uterine carrier, so we don't want to give much more than that. If you're doing more than, it will definitely uh, come back and be retro into the vaginal area. If you're giving intrauterine, give only 3 or 5 ml. And after the giving proper Utravasti, do a Yoni Piju so that medicine can be stable there, and patient is advised to sit in the dorsal position itself. Do not do much of the movements in first 1 or 2 hours after Utravasti. And these are the mostly used thailas for Utravasti, Gudujiadi thaila or Kalyanaga for tubal rejuvenation. Tubal block, in the condition of tubal block, intrauterine Utravasti is established as the main treatment. So we have to do proper Shodhana before Utravasti, Virejanam and the Niruhavasti, Matravasti should be done, then go for the Utravasti. In those conditions, for tubal blockage, Kalyanaga Kritam and Kshara Thailam or Kumari Thailam, these are widely used. First 3 days do with Kumari Thailam and next go for Kalyanaga Krita for tubal rejuvenation for the celiac health. And Kashmiri Kudaja Kritam, that is done in the pre-conceptional period to prevent recurrent abortions. And Sugumara aerentum is used in the endometriosis and Udavartini kind of disorders. And in the menopause, intravaginal Utravastis are done, not intrauterine. In those conditions, with the Jivaniya Grita or Jivaniya Thaila to reduce the like higher amount of dryness, and it can improve the proper estrogen. Those Jivaniya group of drugs, when you see, mostly it is 5 to estrogen rich. So when you're giving a Krita, that's also having the vitamin E, so that can improve the vaginal epithelium to reduce the onset of dryness and dyspareunia. And can I see the next slide? And another thing, that is the shock is one of the complication of intrauterine Uttarabasti. We don't have much access in Ayurveda to how to deal. I don't know much. If ever you know, please feel free to share. And normally we are giving a small Drotin injection before intrauterine Uttarabasti if the patient is so nervous, or a small Dexa injection. That's why I haven't much explained about the procedures, because it needs little more medical supervision. When we do it blindly, it can lead to some of the complication. And Agni Karma, this is a Panchaloka Shalaka. This is made with a Suvarna Shalaka. This is established of the one of the main treatment protocol for the cervical erosion, Karnini Yoni Vyapat, and in the early stages of CIM. So early pre-cancerous lesions, we can do the Suvarna Shalaka. This will cost around 5,000 because only the end area is coated with this gold. The rest is normal Shalaga procedure. So to do the Agni Karma, first the pre-procedure is same, do external cleansing, proper kshalanam, then recovered with the same speculum and or cuscus speculum, and do proper just warm. You have to burn the end or to make this area higher in temperature, warm this area, and properly administer to the cervical area. And when you're applying on the cervical area, never do inside the os. When you're doing inside the os, when it is healed, it can lead to fibrosis and stenosis. So the cervical os can be closed permanently or either temporarily also. I have seen some of the cases like that. When you do it for 4 sitting or 5 sittings, and when you do even accidentally over the internal os area, when they come for the next condition, there will be some fibrosis. Then it needs intrauterine ultravasti and proper cannulation to open that. It needs much more effort. And after the Agni Karma, you are supposed to do a piju with Jatyadi Thaila to enhance the healing and prevent the burning. And to do the cervical cautery or Agni Karma, cervix, it is not a rich in nerve supply, so it is not so much pain. But if ever accidentally the shalaga touch the vaginal area, patient will scream. So make sure. So Cuscus is the best instrument to do the Agni Karma, so we can see the cervical os very much clearly. And post Paschat Karma, you can use the Jatyadi Taila Pichu. And that's all about the main Kriya Karmas. It is not a very elaborated talk, it's just basic information to know where the condition we can use the things and what are the main instruments that we can use OPD in an economical way without getting much very sophisticated instruments.